This series is proudly brought to you by Uniting Age Well, supporting seniors to remain healthy, active and connected. For care and support tailored just for you, contact Uniting Age Well today. This program is suitable for most people, however it should not replace a supervised exercise program. Please consult your local doctor before commencing an exercise program, especially if you have one or more of the following: have had joint surgery, any medical condition affecting your heart, lungs or blood pressure, joint inflammation, you have not been doing regular exercise. Stop exercising immediately if you experience one or more of the following: chest pain, shortness of breath, nausea, dizziness, numbness or tingling in the arms or legs, severe pain or discomfort in your joints. The producers and distributors disclaim any liability or loss, personal or otherwise, resulting from procedures in this program.
Welcome to Move It or Lose It. My name's Stephanie. Today we'll be doing some yoga, and the episode today is called Morning Stretch. If you haven't done yoga before or yoga's relatively new to you, it is important that you know a few things. In yoga, we should never really feel any pain. It's important that you listen to your body and you stop and rest whenever you feel the need to. You may have heard the saying, no pain, no gain. That's not the case in yoga at all. Sometimes the sensation of muscles stretching can be a little bit intense. That's fine. It's very different to pain. So always rest if you need to. Remember that you know your body a lot better than I do. If you've been advised by your healthcare professionals not to move in a particular way, it's always better to listen to them than any instructions that I'm giving you. When you feel ready, come onto your mat and we'll get ready to start. So the first pose we'll be doing today is called mountain pose, and it looks very much like we're just standing, but there's a lot more to it than that. I'll explain. So think about your feet being on the mat, spread your toes out, press them into the floor, let the weight of your body move just gently between the back of your foot, your heel, and the front of your foot, the ball of the foot. So it's a very gentle rocking motion where we're really just lifting the toes, pressing them into the mat, and then letting the weight come back onto the heels. This is a really good way to ground yourself, to bring yourself to your mat, and to really eliminate anything from your mind that doesn't relate to the yoga that we're doing right now. Take a few moments here, just breathe, and let yourself feel connected. Let your shoulders feel loose and soft. Try to let them come away from your ears if that's where they tend to sneak up towards. Let your hands hang, let your fingers be loose, and just gently rocking backwards and forwards. It's a small movement, a very gentle movement to begin with. Breathing into your chest. Okay, we'll rest on our feet now in the middle. We'll turn our palms out towards the sides. As you breathe in, reach all the way up. Bring your palms together. As you breathe out, coming all the way down towards your chest. And then releasing your hands, letting them hang again. Turn the palms out, breathing in, reach high, stretch your fingers away from the body. Breathing out as the hands come down, all the way to the floor. We'll go again, turn the palms out, reach high, reach through the sides of the body as well. Breathing out. coming towards the floor. One last time, turn the palms out, reach all the way up, let the whole body extend. And breathing out as we lower. Drop the hands down, shake the hands out a little, shake the shoulders just a little as well. Take a moment here just to breathe. The next pose we'll be doing is called shoulder rolls. Shoulder rolls is a great pose that you can do at any time. You can never really do too many shoulder rolls. You can fit this into any part of your day, and it's a really great way to release some of the tension that we all tend to carry through our shoulders. So let's work together here. Breathing in, bring the shoulders forward, all the way up. As you breathe out, come all the way backwards and lower down. Breathing in, come forward and up. Breathing out, backwards and down. You guys carry on. Now I'm going to show you a great way to see that you're doing it correctly, or to remember that you are. Imagine you've got a pencil on the end of your shoulder here, and you're drawing perfect circles with that pencil. So watch the motion, breathing in, forward and up, breathing out, backwards and down, breathing in, breathing out. We'll do a few more of these. Breathe at your own pace. Try to keep your breath the same length as your movement, but definitely go at your own level. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in. As you breathe out, really feel the shoulder blades coming together over the spine. Breathing in and breathing out. One last time. Breathing out, and shake the shoulders just a little, wiggle your fingers, and we'll just take a short break there, and we'll come back to the mat in a few moments.
Continue doing what you love with the help of Uniting Agewell. With 5 Agewell centres across Melbourne, our highly experienced health and exercise professionals design tailored wellbeing programs for older people using state-of-the-art exercise equipment and technology. Receive assistance with physiotherapy, occupational therapy, podiatry and exercise therapy, including yoga, tai chi, Pilates and stretch classes. Start your journey to wellness today. Contact Uniting Agewell to find out how.
Hello there, welcome back to your morning stretch yoga episode. The next pose we'll be doing is called pyramid pose. It's a kind of forward bend. If you feel that you're not very flexible, or you like a little bit of extra support, a chair is something that you can use to make things a little bit easier for yourself. We'll get ready to do that now. So turn to the side facing your chair or your block. Bring your right leg slightly backwards and then take your left leg slightly further. If you're feeling a little bit unbalanced here, it's a good idea to have a slightly wider stance so that you've got a firmer base to be balancing on. If you're perfectly fine with the feet closer towards each other, then that's fine as well. Go with what works best for you. Hands on hips. Remember to keep a little bit of a bend in your knees. That's always going to be better than having them completely straight. Breathing in, lift your chest. Breathing out, bending forwards. Try to keep the back as straight as possible. If you're using a chair, bring your hands out onto the chair now. If you're using a block, bring your hands to the block. And if you're using the floor, you can take your hands all the way down to the floor. It's a good idea if you're using the block or the floor to have your hands quite close to your foot. Keep lengthening through the spine as you're breathing, thinking about the hips moving out behind you. You can tuck your chin just slightly towards your chest. And just allow the muscles to stretch. So you should be feeling this in the back of your legs, your calves, your hamstrings, potentially through the hips, your lower back as well. Just breathe. And remember not to push past what's comfortable for you. We want to be feeling a stretch, but we still want to be comfortable. Okay, as we get ready to come out of this pose, bend your front knee and then roll all the way back up. Bring your feet back together in the center of your mat and just take a moment there. Take a long breath in and out. Left leg slightly further back. Right leg slightly further forward. Hands on hips. Breathing in, lengthen through the chest. Breathing out, bending forwards again, keeping the back nice and straight. And always adjusting if you need to. If you're using the chair, fantastic. If you're using the block, that's great too. I'll just show you some other variations as well. So if you find that the block is a little bit too low, you can always switch it the other way. So you've got a little bit more space. Long spine, chest forward, breathe, and keeping within your comfort zone, within what's comfortable for you. Long breaths, each breath in, really lengthening through the spine. Each breath out, letting the tension release from wherever you're feeling it most. We'll take 2 more breaths here. Really use the breath to help you relax. Okay, as we're ready to come out of the pose again, bend your front knee and come all the way back up to standing. Bring your feet back together and shake out the knees just a little bit there. Fantastic. The next pose we'll be doing is spinal rolls, a great way to have more mobility through your spine. So we'll be turning to the side. Feet hip distance apart. So you want to imagine your heels being directly underneath your hips. So a little bit wider apart is always better than a little bit too close together. Okay. So as we breathe in, lift up the chest. Take a long breath here and a long breath out. Hands on hips now. Breathing in, lengthen. Breathing out, bending all the way forward and letting yourself hang. Again, your chair can be quite useful here, so can your block. Let your neck relax. Let your head hang down. If you have to take a step closer towards your chair, that's perfectly fine as well. And we're going to start to roll up. So imagine each vertebra through the spine rolling up one at a time. So the lower back comes up first. Then the middle back starts to come up. Then the upper back comes up. And roll the shoulders backwards as the head comes all the way back up. We're going to do exactly the same thing now, rolling down. So start with your chin. Tuck the chin to your chest. The shoulders come forward. The upper back rolls down. The middle back rolls down. And we come all the way back to hanging. Rest your hands wherever you need to. Shake your head out here a little bit. Let the neck release. And we'll start to roll up again. Breathe out as you roll up. Rolling, lower back comes up, middle back comes up, shoulders come up, Head comes up, shoulder roll at the top there. We'll go one more time, so breathe in before you move. As you breathe out, drop the chin down, roll the shoulders forward, start to lower towards the floor. Again, imagine each vertebra moving one at a time as it comes all the way down. Let your body just hang for a moment here. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, we'll roll all the way up for the last time. Take it slow, take it steady. And as the chest comes up, shoulder roll backwards. And shake the shoulders out just a little bit there. Come back to face the front. Okay. We'll remove the chair if you're using a chair now, and we'll get ready to do cat pose. Okay, so for cat pose, we'll come onto our mats on our hands and our knees. Take your time and go slowly if you feel the need to. So your hands should be directly underneath your shoulders, and your knees should be directly underneath your hips. Your feet should be flat down and your heels should be straight in line with your knees as well. Sometimes our legs go off to the side. We really want them to be as straight as possible. Spread your fingers out nice and wide. Really place your hands onto your mats. So now as you're breathing in, we lift the head, we lift the tailbone, and the spine arches towards the floor. Lift your chest, let the shoulder blades slide down. As you're breathing out, arch all the way up. So spine lifting towards the sky, head and tailbone tuck under. Breathing in again, letting the head come up and the tailbone come up as well. Breathing out, the head and tailbone now come towards each other, tucking under. Breathing in. Now it's important that you go at your own pace. Sometimes you can go really nice and slowly. Sometimes you need to move a little bit faster. That's okay, as long as you feel comfortable and as long as you're really stretching and getting that mobility through the spine, which this pose is so good for. Moving as you're breathing, really arching all the way up to the fullest extension. And then as you're lowering down, if you do have any lower back problems, you can just come to a straight back here instead of arching. As with everything that we do, always listen to your body first. We'll come back to the center and we'll rest there for a moment. Now we'll just take a short break and we'll come back to our mats in a few moments. Welcome back to your morning stretch routine. The next pose we'll be doing is a simple seated twist. So we want to be sitting cross-legged on our mats. It's always important that our spines are nice and straight. So you'll see here that I have a blanket underneath my hips, and so you can also have a block underneath your hips as well if that makes things easier. Really important that the spine is nice and straight so that we can get the best kind of stretch out of it. It's better to take a few moments to make sure that you're nice and straight and sitting tall so that the stretch you have, the alignment is correct with the stretch that you have. Bring your hands out to the sides. If you're not sitting on a block, you can usually reach the floor. If you are, just on your knees is perfectly fine. We'll move with the right arm first of all. Breathing in, reach high. Breathing out, rotate backwards. Place the hand on the floor, somewhere behind the body, wherever is comfortable for you. It's important that as you breathe in, you lift the spine nice and long, nice and tall. As you breathe out, we're rotating with the shoulders. The head should be looking out over the knee. We're not trying to stretch the neck here, so there's no need to be looking out over behind you. You can just look straight out over that knee that you're turning towards. Every breath in, long spine. Every breath out, feel the shoulders moving into the twist, just a fraction more. As with everything, stay just inside what's comfortable for you. We'll take a few breaths here. And really use each breath to lengthen through the spine to get just a little bit more stretch and length between each vertebrae. You can use your front hand to press against your leg just a little to get some more momentum. Breathing. One more breath here. And when you've breathed out, bring your hand back round to the front. Shake the shoulders just a little. We'll get ready to do the left side as well. Breathing in, reach high with the left. Breathing out, rotate all the way down. Place the fingertips on the floor behind you. Now it's really important that we're not leaning backwards. The weight should still be firmly on your hips. Your spine should be long with every breath in, and every breath out, the shoulders are just deepening into that twist. Long breath in and long breaths out. Really feel the spine getting longer with each breath that you take. And feel the tension just releasing through the shoulders, through the spine as you're breathing out. And we'll release that back hand, come back around to the front. Shake the shoulders again, just for a moment. For the next pose, we'll come to lie down on our backs on our mats. The next pose we're doing is called lower back massage. So bring one knee at a time up towards your chest and hold the knees with your hands. Now, if you can interlace the fingers, fantastic. If not, just holding on wherever is comfortable for you. Take your elbows out to the side, just a fraction. So now rocking from one side, so move gently over towards the side and then come back to the middle, over to the other side. So we're using the weight of our legs to press down into the lower back and just rolling that lower back into the mat underneath you. This is a great massage that you can give yourself at any point during the day. It's great when you wake up first thing in the morning, also great when you're in bed and getting ready to go to sleep. The reason we have our elbows out to the side is if you feel you're going a little bit too far, you just put your elbow down and push back up again. Just take a few moments here. This is a really nourishing pose that feels good. So enjoy just for a few moments. You can also see how you feel about drawing circles with your knees. So imagine you're drawing a circle, the knees go away from the body and then come back. If you're happier going side to side, that's totally fine as well. If you're doing circles, make sure you go in both directions. And just let the lower back really have a massage there just for a few moments. Okay, let's release the hands, take your feet back to the floor and stretch all the way out now. So take your legs away from the body. And take a moment to get comfortable. So if you need to adjust your hips or your shoulders, make sure you don't have any clothes bunched up underneath you. Lay your hands on the mat. Let your feet drop out to the sides of the body if that's comfortable. And turn your palms to face upwards towards the sky. We're going to do a short meditation here where we're just breathing for a few moments and letting ourselves be really still. So take a long breath in and take a long breath out. Allow your eyes to close if that feels natural to you. And we'll bring our focus to each breath that we're taking. As you breathe in, really listen to the breath as it moves through the body, working its way down to the very lower abdominal muscles. As you're breathing out, let your body feel really soft, really still. Give yourselves just a few moments to really relax here, listening to the breath as it moves through the body. We've spent the last few moments moving, stretching and engaging with our bodies. Now it's time to let everything be still and soft and restful. Okay, we'll begin now to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Take a big breath into your chest. And now take your hands, reach up overhead, have a stretch in whichever way feels good to you. And let yourselves really wake up. Now we'll bend the knees, we'll bring the feet back to the mat, and we'll roll ourselves all the way over to the right hand side, rolling over, and use your hands to press yourself back up to a seated position. Thank you for joining us for the morning stretch routine yoga. We'll hope to see you again another time.
This series is proudly brought to you by Uniting Age Well, supporting seniors to remain healthy, active and connected. For care and support tailored just for you, contact Uniting Age Well today.